What is up, everybody? Let me make sure we are live. If you guys are watching, feel free to type live in the comments if you can see me. Never mind, I see myself. Everybody, okay, live in the and comments. We have sound. Fantastic. Okay, guys. Today I got with me Jackson. Jackson recently started flipping on eBay, but he's been a reseller for Jackson. How long have you been reselling, dude?
Uh, I would say off and on since I was like 14.
Yeah, so he's been flipping off and on for quite a while now. How old are you now?
26.
Yeah, so been doing it for a couple of years. But I wanted to bring him on today because Jackson joined Resellerator 30-ish days ago. It was like 35 days ago, something like that. And he just had his 1 month check-in with our coach Matt Shirley, our game console coach. And I was incredibly surprised to hear that Jackson had gone from $0 in eBay sales to $16,000 in a 30-day period, with about $7,000 in profit of that. So 16K sales, $7,000 in profit. And like, I want to kind of hear your experience with that a little bit, Jackson, like getting on eBay and selling on eBay. I see your stories now too. Like you're always like shipping stuff out, all the packages.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah, so I used to like about 6 months ago, I had did like a couple like auctions on eBay. And that was basically all I had ever done. It just didn't really make sense to me at that point. And then whenever I talked to Matt about, doing the consoles and how he breaks them down and stuff like that, and he was kind of showing me, it just kind of made sense. And then so after that call, I went, and I think by the next day I had picked up like at least four VR sets.
Yeah.
I think I had got like one Quest, a Meta Quest 2, a Meta Quest Pro, and then I think another Oculus One. And I just listed those, and then I noticed that within like a day or two, a couple of the items had already sold on it. And I was like, okay, well, this is working. So I kind of just focused a lot on getting any VR that hit marketplace.
I love it, dude. So, and before that, you were doing mostly local sales, and then it was just mostly local, right?
Yeah, it was mostly local or to my direct buyer. Yeah, the month before I joined Resellerator, um, I did about 7,000 profit just in phones. That was the only thing that I was doing. And I was what had my interest in it was there was a low spot in the market where there was a week where there's just like really wasn't any good deals. The price had went way down for the wholesale buyers, and the it was still way up on market. And I was like, I need to figure, or I need more information on all the other products that I'm not currently funneling.
So you also joined my starter kit starting off, and
Hmm.
that's probably, and yeah, I'm assuming you came from YouTube. Um,
Yeah.
so found me on YouTube, joined the starter kit, and learned a little bit there. Started implementing pretty quickly. That's another thing I really like about you, and that's also something we see in our best students too. Is they get the information and they implement it immediately. They don't
Hmm.
wait, like, and that's the way that I work too. Is like if I get the info, I take it and I move. I don't sit on the information. Uh,
Right.
so took you took the starter kit, and then we were talking back and forth. You would hit me up for questions and stuff, and I think eventually I was just like, dude, I think you'd fit in Resellerator pretty well. You're already
Hmm.
doing pretty well, and we've helped many people just like you who are just doing phones transition to a more stabilized business with phones and VR consoles, items like that. And it was also kind of already in your wheelhouse because you were doing reach outs, you were doing all kinds of stuff already. Um,
Right.
so, and then we got you on eBay, showed the correct way to do it, and you went from 0 to 16,000 in a month,
Hmm.
which is wild in Austin, Texas, where there's tons of flippers already. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of competition for sure.
so, were you surprised whenever? whenever we were unveiling like the profit on marketplace, like right before your eyes, like talk about that real quick. Everybody has this like epiphany experience when they're on the first onboarding call with Matt, like to the point where they get like incredibly excited. Did that happen with you?
Um, I wouldn't say incredibly excited. It was uh I was just happy to not have to I knew it was gonna work. I just didn't. The reason why I joined was because I didn't want to spend the months like I did phones doing trial and error by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just wanted it to be expedited. So whenever he was showing me, it wasn't necessarily that it was like super like, oh my God. It was just like, okay, cool. Like this is what I need to do now, and I'm gonna take that info.
I love it. I love it. So far, what has been your favorite part of being, within Resellerator? What's probably the biggest thing you've learned as well?
My favorite part definitely has been the console thing for sure. I love the diversity. I love how many products. I mean, whenever I was sourcing phones, there's just be like days where like I've messaged everyone on Marketplace 2 or 3 times. Adding the whole wheelhouse of different products allows me to where I can, it's easier to find a couple things throughout the day. Usually I'm at least picking up 3 to 5 items a day. Um, I do enjoy that. I do enjoy being in a community of like-minded people where I can ask questions constantly. And I think it's just we're just all helping each other.
I love it, dude. It's fantastic. So so now you're at so you did about 7 grand in total profit on eBay with 16,000 in sales. So what does that put you at like for the like combined with your phone profit? Like let's do that. Like what does that look like? Is it like around 10K?
No, I think my combined profit for the month is around 7K.
Oh, okay. It's combined
Yeah,
profit. Okay.
it's about 7K. Honestly, majority of what I've been flipping this month is the console stuff. I definitely have some phone things. But like I was telling you yesterday, I still have like, 50 items listed on eBay.
Oh yeah.
Where you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of the stuff I've been selling is like controllers and stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff that I've been selling where it's like it definitely is profitable, but I definitely have items where it's like the headsets, and once those will sell, that'll be like some really good profit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the only downside with the consoles is they take a little bit longer to sell. But one thing I noticed whenever I started flipping them is, yeah, the phones always sell fast, but there's always gaps when you're
Hmm.
getting phones. Like you'll go a couple of days where the momentum is just freaking awesome,
Insane.
right?
Yeah.
You're buying so many devices at once, and then you'll go like 3 to 4 days.
Hmm.
You can't close a deal to save your freaking life.
Yeah.
Like, and you start questioning the business, and you're like, is this sustainable? But
Hmm.
I noticed when I added in the VR, the consoles, the other items, it just stabilized the business because they would sell just like during those times. Like I get daily sales, right?
Hmm.
And that I think mindset wise, that really helps us, right?
Right. No,
If we
100%.
see things being sold daily, it allows us to be more consistent and not question the business as much. Um, so yeah, I think, but I love it, man. Another thing I do want to point out is like you have been documenting your reselling journey, which I think is super cool. You got a little GoPro and everything. And if
Yeah.
you guys want to check him out, I think we can drop the YouTube link either in the Facebook group here or on my YouTube channel. He actually documents his pickups, which is pretty awesome to see how the reselling part of things work live. And the only thing I wouldn't do is meet up with people at their cars, but
Yeah. No, yeah.
that's me from past experience. But yeah, we'll put that in the description as well for you guys to check out his flips, what he's doing, and things like that. Um, Last thing I want to kind of like hit on here before we wrap this part up is you were very skeptical about Resellerator, kind of to the point where it's
Mm.
like, what else can I be taught? Right.
Right.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Like, because Resellerator is, it's not cheap. It's over 3,000. So Like,
Yeah.
um, whenever we talk a little bit about that, like, um, what made you join? Like, an experienced flipper joining a program.
Yeah, so yeah, so it was like I said, like I had did 7K in phones. So like I said, I do this full time. And I had started my phone journey uh back in, I want to say, February, you know what I mean? And I was also working full time, and I got to the point where I was making, pretty much more than I was at my job. So I left my job to do it full time, and that first month was really good. I did 36,000 in sales, and then just in phones, and then I got about 7,000 of that in profit. And then it was where I hit that week where, yeah, like the prices dropped, but market wasn't evening out. It still isn't evened out, to be honest with you. um and like you said, we had talked back and forth, and I think I had like messaged you, and I was like, are you seeing anything on your end? And you were like, oh, well, you gotta flip other things. And I was like, well, what else are you flipping? And you had sent me a list, and you were like, Oculus, Valve, and it was a list of, I think, like 7 to 10 things. And I knew that I could have figured it out, but I was like, okay, well, I've been doing this phone thing, for 6 to 8 months. I'm not sure exactly how much. And, I learned all that info by myself. And I was like, that's just one product. He just gave me 7 to 10 more. I was like, I would rather just pay the money for the expedited info. I was like, I don't want to try to learn this all by myself, and then because I will be there. I mean, you're going to take L's wherever. I don't want to do as much trial and error as I did with the phones at the beginning. So I was like, let's just expedite this process, and pay for the info. And the return was immediate.
I love
Literally
that.
immediate.
Freaking love it, dude. So, I love that. And I had one. Oh, I want to ask like one last question on this. Like, what does your daily process look like? What does that look like? How many
My
reach outs
daily
do you
process, I get up at about 8:39. I usually pack up the orders that got sold the night before. And then I'm basically sourcing pretty much all day at that point. I'm messaging every person, every new posting. I'm following up with people that I messaged the day before, a week ago. Hey, I see you still have this. Can we negotiate? I'm doing my due diligence. I'm following up on my leads.
have? Yes.
I'm doing whatever it takes. I come from my last job. I was a freight broker, and I had to make 100 outbound calls every single day. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So this is nothing to me. And it's the same sort of um idea. You know what I mean? And because you do this long enough, you see people like Aaron who have it super automated, and that's only going to come from longevity in the industry.
Yeah.
And having the good reviews like that. So for anyone that's like, oh, this is super hard at the beginning, it's, if it was super easy, everyone would do it. You definitely have to put in the effort, and if you put in the effort, you get the results. You know what I mean? And I think like people are like, they'll be like, oh, are you excited, or are you so shocked on where you're at in your business? And I tell them, not really, because if you saw the amount of effort I put in every single day, I wouldn't expect anything less but these results.
The hell of a mindset. I love that, dude.
Right.
That's one thing I love about you is you just do what's required,
Right.
right? Like you just do the thing. And that's something that I want to point out for everybody watching as well is if you know what to do, you just have to do it. Like,
Hmm.
for example, if you do 20 reach outs a day, starting off in your business, and that's the required amount daily, it's virtually impossible to not make money. Like if it's
100%.
at the end of the day, reselling is simply a numbers game. If you're getting leads and you're doing reach outs daily, and like I don't know how much more automated we could like make it for everybody, like with Resell Hawk and Resell Deck, the whole thing, like Resell Hawk freaking delivers them to your freaking phone daily. So it's
Oh yeah,
not
it
to.
definitely makes it super easy. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can have all the info in the world, but if you're not doing anything with it, then it's basically useless.
Yeah. I love that. So, last thing I want to ask is like, what would you tell the people that are on the fence about Resellerator? Um, what would you speak to those people?
I mean, if you're new to the business or old to the business or any business, I mean, I truly believe that investing in yourself and knowledge is key. And there's a reason why it's at the price point it's at. I definitely think. I mean, as I said earlier, I invested and the return was immediate within, I got my money back within, a day or two. So I mean, it just goes to show, invest in yourself. You could learn it yourself if you really have the hustle, but I mean, it might just take a little bit longer. So like if you just want to expedite that process, I definitely think it's where it's at, and I definitely don't regret it at all.
Love that. Fantastic, dude. Well, appreciate you coming on, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I got to go pick up some deals here shortly as well, and I'm sure you got deals lined up too today. Um,
Yep.
that's what happens, guys. You get deals lined up when you get this business rolling well, and then the money kind of just finds you, and it's
Yes,
pretty
sir.
cool. How's your Google My Business working? Is it working yet?
Yeah, I'm getting a couple leads on there. Yeah, a
Heck yeah,
couple
dude.
leads on there. I mean, yeah, mainly still going off the Facebook ads right now
Sweet.
and tweaking that. That's also important is to see, tweak those and not just let them sit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Let us know what you guys like in the comments. I'm also gonna drop his YouTube link in the comments for you guys. All right.